Greetings, Earthlings. I'm Wesley Andrade, and you're on the Etc. channel. Deep in northwest Africa, more precisely in Mali, we find one of the oldest and most fascinating cultures that has ever developed on Earth. The ancient Dogon tribe is known for its religious traditions, ritualistic dances, its huge ritual masks, wooden carvings, and its architecture. However, they are also known for their incredible astronomical knowledge and fascinating mythological accounts. Dogon people have a compelling ancient tradition. They mention myths and legends that go back thousands of years, possibly predating even its own history. Some authors, such as Robert Schoch, argue that the Dogons were a people originally from Africa, but that they were forced to leave ancient Egypt due to religious persecution. In Schoch's opinion, the Dogon may preserve ancient Egyptian traditions and myths that may have been carried into the present era. He claims that the Dogons have a powerful cosmic connection. Heaven for the Dogons is of extreme importance. In their mythology, it is discovered that the sky, which the god loves to have created, the first known living creatures are called nome. Gnomes are considered ancestral spirits. Often described as water masters, monitors, and even teachers. The Dogon maintain that the sky god Amma created these beings. Shortly after creating the first name, the being transformed, multiplied into 4 pairs of twins. They say that these twins rebelled against their mother and against the universal order created by God. Curiously, Amma is also called Amen. The god Amma, although commonly referred to as man, actually symbolizes the principles masculine and feminine, which is why it is more appropriately characterized as a genderless being. To restore order and bring peace, Amma sacrificed Nome and dismembered his body, scattering it throughout the universe. Thus, peace was restored. But were these ancient accounts just parts of myths and legends? Among 1,000. French anthropologists Marcel Grioli and Germani de Therlaine traveled to northeast Africa to study the Dogon tribe. At the end of 1946, Griau spent 33 consecutive days holding conversations with Rogon, who was a Dogon shaman, named Ogotemeli, who is cited as the source in most of Grioli's publications on the Dogons. Grioli wrote almost 3,000 pages on the beliefs of the ancient Dogon tribe, where he detailed the Dogons' knowledge of plants and cosmogony, among other things. The Dogon allegedly revealed several secrets to Grioli and de Ederlane. They explained that the gnomes were inhabitants of the world that existed around the star Sirius. It is said that these gnomes came from the sky in a vessel that was accompanied by fire and thunder. The Dogon tribe supposedly believes that all of their astronomical knowledge came from the stars, more specifically from the sky god. It is also maintained by several authors that the Dogon's knowledge about Sirius A and Sirius B was given to them by beings that were not from Earth. To honor these beings from the sky, the Dogons celebrate a festival, a way of honoring their visit and their legacy. During the festival, the Dogons wore wooden masks, depicting humanoid but completely different beings. As the gnome were amphibious beings, they needed water when they arrived on Earth. So they created a water reservoir and immersed themselves in it, because without an environment rich in water, they would not survive. According to the myth published by Grioli and Eterling, the gnome divided his body among men to feed them. This is why it is also said that as the universe drank from his body, the gnome also made men drink. He gave all the principles of his life to human beings. The gnome is also considered the origin of the first Rogon. The Rogon is the spiritual leader of the village. He is elected from among the oldest men in the village's extended families. The Dogon further revealed to Grioli and Iterlum how his god Loves came from a star in the constellation Sirius. This specific star is called by the Dogon Ptolo, while modern astronomers refer to it as Sirius B. But then, where did all this knowledge come from? The curious thing is that Sirius B is so far from Earth that it is not even visible with naked eye observations. Sirius is the second closest star to our star system and is located about 8 light-years away. But this is where everything gets even more interesting. Sirius B was discovered by German astronomer Freddy Bessel, who deduced that the star Sirius A had an invisible companion. The intense brightness of the star Sirius A eclipsed the lesser brightness of the star Sirius B. American astronomer Alvin Gehring Clark was the first to observe the shadowy companion of Sirius A on January 31, 1862. But the ancient Dogon knew of the existence of Sirius B even before modern astronomers could see it through their telescopes. The obvious question here is, how did the Dogon obtain this knowledge? Was it actually given to them by the gods of heaven? Or is there another explanation? Ancient astronaut theorists argue that it is possible that beings known as Numo brought this knowledge. They may have been an extraterrestrial intelligence. To try to put an end to the mystery and answer where the Dogons obtained this knowledge, modern critics suggest that the astronomical knowledge of the organ was given to them by modern ethnologists. However, as argued by several authors, this is incorrect. For it is a well-known fact that their stories about Sirius go back hundreds of years before any modern person traveled to Mali and studied the ancient Dogon and their history. This leads to dilemma. Even greater mystery arises from the inability to understand the Dogons. If someone actually proves that all this information the Dogons are telling us is correct, that would be a big problem, as it would mean that Earth was in fact visited by beings from outer space thousands of years ago. And these beings interacted with cultures around the globe. All this means that the Dogon inherited this astronomical knowledge. But from whom did they inherit? Did they obtain this knowledge from an ancient civilization that preceded them? Or is it possible that all this knowledge comes from the stars, as some of their oral legends suggest? Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. It's Wait and so on. We've never been alone.